Hey, what's going on, everyone? Coach Hamley here with you once again for another episode of The Mental Side, brought to you by Slugger Sports Academy, Mobile Edition. Myself and Robbie Jack in the back here. Just got ourselves freshened up with a couple haircuts. Feeling good. Just enjoying the day together. And heading back home, thought I'd give you the Thursday talk edition of this podcast on TMS, episode 65. And if you like the content, share out the link, give the videos a like, find us on YouTube and Facebook and on the Twitter page. Share out the knowledge that you're learning here, if you find meaning in it, if you know somebody in your life, maybe a fellow teammate, coach, or player, or even just somebody who you think would benefit from hearing the material, give them a shout, send it out. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. So today's Thursday thoughts is on what we do is seen, even if we don't realize it. And I think for me, as a father, I'm reminded of that now. You know, my actions and my words are not just my own. You know, now I have small eyes on me as a coach and a teacher. You know, we can say one thing, however, if we do another, or we act differently outside of our philosophy, then we're not really being the people that we are trying to convey. You know, it's the old cliche, talk is cheap. You can find it at Walmart. So remember, your actions are seen and felt more than your words are. You know, we can tell our teammates, our players, our kids, our students, our subordinates what we want them to do. However, if we are not modeling it, if we're not modeling our philosophy, our ethos, it's just going to fall on deaf ears. And I've said it from day one, I'm right there in the mix with you, where, you know, thankfully for me, my lovely bride is my social backboard, that social mirror where she will definitely reflect back and let me know if my actions are not reflective of my words and what I say. And that's key. And we have to, as leaders, as, you know, men or women in our society, we have to be introspective. We have to look from within, and we have to be willing to have the hard conversations. We have to be willing to hear when we are flawed. And, you know, for the coaches and for the adults who are listening to this, I think that's a bigger thing for us, that checking that ego at the door and understanding that true wisdom is understanding we know nothing. I believe that it was from the Greek philosopher Socrates. Understanding that true wisdom is knowing that we know nothing. And that, you know, we might feel like a fool for a minute by asking a question. However, the true fool is the one who never asks questions. You know, having that humility to say, you know what, I don't have the answer to that. Would you mind explaining that for me? Or I'm sorry, you know, I don't know the answer. However, I will go out and find that answer for you. Or, you know, somebody's giving you an explanation, having the courage and checking your ego to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm going to need you to re-explain that to me, and maybe you can explain it in a different way because it's just not clicking for me. That's me as a learner. And understanding who we are is a big piece of that. Understanding, you know, we are imperfect by design will allow us to have the humility to say, I don't know the answer. Can you please explain that to me? And again, I think that stems from understanding that we need to be willing to hear criticism, because if our actions aren't in alignment with our word, with our philosophy, with our ethos, or what we claim to be our morals and virtues, if you claim that you want this world to be a better place, if you claim that you want to see it cleaner and in better shape for the next person, then you're going to pick up that trash that would be so easy or so convenient to walk by. I think especially now, amongst the COVID situation we are in, maybe we are less likely to help out each other, less likely to pick up that piece of trash. And I tell you, I'm right there with you. Yesterday we were walking back, Robbie and I, from our fishing spot. Someone had left a can of Coke on the ground there. Remember that, Robbie? And he said, "Dad, someone left their trash on the floor or on the ground." And I said, "Yeah." And initially I was like, I'm just going to walk past that. But then how do I justify to a 3-year-old, sometimes we pick up the trash and sometimes we don't. In their mind, they're very black and white, right? And children are a great social backboard. And so I thought about it. I walked 5 paces past that can. I said, you know what? Me just saying, well, we don't pick this up because this and this, he's not going to understand that. So I picked it up. I said, I'll carry it back home, buddy, and we'll throw it away in the trash. And you know what he said? Yep, but then you got to make sure you wash your hands. Perfect, man. Perfect. So there you go. What we do is way more important than what we say we're going to do. And for my ball players who are listening to this, if you claim that you're a leader on the team, even if you're not the captain, your words and actions have to be in alignment. If you're going to hold your teammates accountable, if you're going to push them, then you better be willing to receive it in return. And I've mentioned it before. You guys may be getting sick of hearing about it, but the ESPN docu-series, The Last Dance, covering the Bulls, the 98 Bulls, and the Bulls of the 80s and 90s, Jordan didn't ask his teammates to do anything that he was not willing to do. That is leadership. He was tough on them. He was abrasive at times. However, I would argue, would the Bulls of the 90s have won 6 titles had Jordan not have been the way that he was? That's arguable. However, they won a lot of titles, won a lot of games. So maybe that's what we must do to be at that level of excellence. As a leader, that's why leadership is not easy. You're putting yourself out there. And many claim they want to be a leader. However, at the first instance of strife or turmoil or getting it thrown back in your face, you're going to get challenged as a leader. People are going to question you, and you have to be willing to receive the criticism as much as you want to receive, the positive feedback. And I tell you, as a leader, there's going to be a lot more criticism than positive feedback. And here's the other kicker. Even when your team is being successful, give all the credit to everyone else. Because you're just a small piece of the puzzle. That's leadership. Build up those around you. Enable them to be their best. Give them permission to fail, because you're going to fail. And that's how you build a strong team. That's how you build a strong unit. That's how you build a strong workforce. That's how you build a strong family. You're going to mess up. It's going to be imperfect. Good. It should be. Learn from the mistakes. Remember, the whole point of this Thursday talk today was all about having the humility to make sure that your words match your actions and your actions match your words. Otherwise, nobody's going to take you serious. And the thing of it is, too, I'll leave you with this. People won't necessarily tell you they don't believe in you. You'll just look back and see fewer and fewer people willing to follow you. And that's how it goes. So make sure your actions speak louder than your words, the old cliche. If you're going to preach it, you better do it. You know, the good officer in the military, he's not standing from behind pointing in the direction to go. He's the first one up and out of the trench into the fire, because nobody's going to follow the leader who's just saying and pointing. Use your actions and people will follow. That's your Thursday thought. Thanks for being here. I enjoyed having you here with me. Once I'm off of this, I'll post it as a post. I'll post it on Facebook, Twitter, and share it out. Even if it's just to one person, share the link, comment, question me, question what I said, challenge it, research it, fact check it. Let's make this thing worthwhile. Let's make it grow. I don't have all the answers. I'm sure some of you are smarter than me, maybe even have better answers. Comment on the post, and let's it's just all about getting the good word out. I don't care where it's coming from. None of these words are uniquely mine. It's a conglomeration of what I've read, what I've learned, what I've listened to, and that's it. Until I talk to you again, always remember to keep slugging. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow.